camera on. We're down here. I don't need to be seen either. All right, behind the scenes, civil conflict brewing on U.S. soil. So we know that. So we've done the research to make sure all this is real before we read any of this. You guys should know me by now. Because the last thing I want to be is wrong. Because I don't like being wrong. Civil conflict. Here we go. In the past month, we warned you that military operations were ramping up along the multiple fronts across the East Coast. Now, this warning is turning into reality. I've seen them. New York City's been under military martial law for 3 or 4 weeks now. Intelligence reports are flooding in, confirming that U.S. military forces are preparing for combat on American soil, like Red Dawn. This is not just a rumor or speculation. This is a direct response to emerging threats, both foreign and domestic.
As we watch these events unfold, we must prepare ourselves for what may be the most significant conflict in the modern U.S. history. The military is gearing up to confront both civil unrest and foreign invasions. This is more than just a political struggle. It's a fight for the very soul of America. And as the military braces itself, we must brace ourselves as well.
So over the past several weeks, the East Coast has become a hub of military activity from Maine down to Florida. There has been an increase in troop movement, exercises, and intelligence gathering efforts. These operations aren't being conducted in isolation. They are part of a broader coordinated strategy to prepare for possible combat on U.S. soil. The military knows what's coming, and so should we.
East Coast preparations are focused on defending against both internal threats and external forces. This includes potential civil unrest as well as more organized foreign-backed insurgencies, and that could emerge as chaos erupts across the country. The East Coast will be one of the primary fronts in this battle, and as citizens, we need to understand the gravity of this situation.
So the military isn't just gearing up for minor skirmishes. They're preparing for a large-scale conflicts involving armed groups that are operating within the United States with the potential to destabilize the nation. These groups are well-funded, well-armed, and highly organized. The question is not if conflict breaks out, but when.
While the East Coast braces for civil conflict, the West Coast is facing an entirely different yet equally dangerous threat. Intelligence reports indicate that foreign forces, including Iranian-backed militias, are operating in regions along the West Coast. These forces are believed to be working in collaboration with South American cartels, which have reportedly gained access to military-grade weapons.
Isn't it funny how all this happens after he shuts down the adrenochrome of the trafficking of children? First thing he did, and then they react? Yeah, interesting. This is no conspiracy theory. The facts are clear. These gangs are arming themselves with high-tech weaponry, creating a volatile situation in our western border. Their influence is spreading, and the military is preparing for a significant confrontation. As the West Coast becomes a hotbed for foreign intervention and cartel violence, the potential for widespread chaos is undeniable.
The cartels have long plagued our southern borders, but now, with foreign backing, their influence and power have grown exponentially. They are no longer just drug runners. They are armed militias capable of launching assaults on U.S. cities. The military is aware of these developments and is taking steps to neutralize this threat before it spirals out of control.
You know, if we'd done all these articles without the camera on, nobody would ever know who we were. And one day we could just, hey guys, it's us. Just saying. The deep state's role in orchestrating the chaos. At the heart of this growing unrest lies the shadowy force known as the deep state. For years, the deep state has been pulling the strings behind the scenes, shaping world events to fit their globalist agenda. Now, as the military moves closer to exposing these nefarious operations, the deep state is pushing back with everything they've got.
The chaos that's brewing in the United States isn't just a coincidence. It's part of a carefully orchestrated plan by the global elites to destabilize the nation. They want to pit Americans against each other, creating the perfect conditions for civil war. Why? Because a divided nation is easier to control and makes no mistake. The deep state wants control.
Big time. The military has been on the trail of the deep state for some time now, uncovering evidence of sex trafficking, human exploitation, even all over TikTok, we know about it, and illicit dealings that link directly to the world's richest families. These powerful elites have their hands in everything, from world banks to the CIA. As the military digs deeper, the deep state is accelerating its efforts to create chaos, hoping that civil unrest will distract from their exposed secrets.
Military intelligence has been at full chatter in recent weeks. Reports are coming in fast, indicating that foreign-backed insurgencies are preparing for a strike at key choke points across the U.S. The director of the Secret Service has also issued a dire warning, stating that dangerous events are heading for the U.S. soil.
These warnings are not to be taken lightly. The military is actively preparing for a civil conflict that will involve both U.S. citizens and foreign armed forces operating within our borders. The time to prepare is now.
This conflict will not be like anything that we've seen before. It will involve sophisticated tactics, modern weaponry, and a combination of guerrilla warfare and traditional combat. The threat is real, and the military is aware of it. But this isn't just the military's fight, it's ours too. And we must be ready to defend our families, our homes, and our country.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Foreign armed forces with U.S. borders. The thought of foreign soldiers on U.S. soil might seem like something out of a Hollywood movie, but it's reality. We must confront Iranian forces along with other foreign-backed operatives have been spotted in various regions across the country, particularly on the West Coast. These operatives are not here by accident. They have a mission, and that mission is to sow discord and violence within the United States. That's what Deep State did.
The military is working around the clock to monitor and track these foreign agents, but the threat is growing. Armed foreign forces combined with domestic unrest create a perfect storm of chaos that could rip the nation apart.
Yep.
The deep state is counting on this chaos to distract from their globalist agenda, but we cannot let that happen. Inner city war, man.
That's right. So here's the truth behind virus vaccines and the globalist agenda. Now, I don't care what you believe in, but I ask questions all the time. That's why they get mad. At the heart of this chaos lies a dark truth that many have been reluctant to confront. These events are what we are witnessing today are deeply connected to a globalist agenda that has been in the works for decades. The creation of a virus, the push for the vaccines, and the coordinated efforts of the world's elite all point to one thing: control.
The virus was no accident. It was a carefully engineered tool designed to control the masses and force compliance. The so-called death vaccines are another layer of this agenda aimed at weakening and controlling populations across the globe. These vaccines are not about saving lives, they're about controlling them.
That's right. Behind this nefarious plot and the Carnegie Endowment Society, a group that operates in the shadows, manipulating world events to suit the needs of the world's wealthiest families. These elites control everything from banks to politicians, and their influence stretches into the highest echelons of power. Their goal, one world government, where they pull the strings and the rest of us fall in line. So I guess my question is, for all the people working for them, you should be ashamed of yourself. Taking money to hurt your nation. You really should think that through. Because when they fail, you fail and you're exposed. Which means that if you're a family member of somebody and they find out that you're helping the elites to fuck your nation, don't expect to walk away. That goes for the IRS and the CRA. Canada Revenue Agency, you better wake the fuck up. Listening to Trudeau, who's gone, You're pissing us off. Beware, you've been warned.
President Donald Trump has long been a thorn in the side of deep state. His administration has worked tirelessly to expose the corruption, human trafficking, and illicit dealings that have become so deeply ingrained in the fabric of the deep state's operations. And as the military continues to work alongside Trump's team, they are uncovering more and more evidence of the cabal's dark secrets.
The military is preparing to release CIA files that will expose the cabal's involvement in some of the most heinous crimes imaginable, from child trafficking rings to illegal financial operations. The truth is coming out, and the deep state is terrified.
But as these revelations come to light, the deep state is fighting back. They know their time is running out, and they are doing everything in their power to spark civil unrest and create chaos. They believe that by destabilizing the country, they can prevent their secrets from being exposed. But they are wrong. The American people are waking up, and the military is standing ready to defend the truth.
So, an urgent warning: military operations on U.S. soil intensify as foreign forces infiltrate, and the deep state accelerates plans for chaos. Prepare now for civil conflict as a globalist agenda is exposed. So, patriots, stand ready. America's future is at stake.
P. Diddy's arrest, Kamala Harris and the deep state's desperation. The walls are closing in on the deep state, and what started as whispers of corruption and scandal have now erupted into a full-blown behind-the-scenes war, with the arrest of P. Diddy playing a pivotal role in this unfolding drama. The intelligence cabals are ablaze, and the infighting within the U.S. government's most powerful agencies, FBI, DOJ, and Department of Homeland Security, is reaching a fever pitch. But what's fueling this chaotic power struggle?
Well, it's not just about P. Diddy's secret arrest under the Trump administration. It's about what he knows and the tapes he holds. These tapes are the real bombshells containing blackmail material so explosive that they've shaken Hollywood, political elites, and even top officials in the U.S. government to their core. Among the most feared names linked to these tapes is none other than Vice President
Kamala
Harris.
The revelations coming to light are not only about corruption and sexual exploitation, but a web of manipulation orchestrated by the deep state that involves top names from Hollywood to the highest levels of government. This isn't just about politics, it's about the soul of the nation and the global agenda that's been controlling it from behind the curtain for years.
So, Diddy's arrest. Let's start with the arrest that no one saw coming. P. Diddy. According to insider reports, P. Diddy was secretly taken into custody during Donald Trump's presidency. I thought it was going to be Barack Obama was the first one, or the Pope. But this wasn't a simple arrest. This was a calculated move and a complex operation. Diddy wasn't just a music mogul. He had become a key player in the deep state's intricate web of blackmail, extortion, and manipulation.
What many don't know is that P. Diddy was forced to turn into a double agent and later a triple agent. Under duress, he was being used by the CIA to gather information on thousands of people, including top Hollywood celebrities, influential elites, and even U.S. politicians. His role in hosting secret parties where sexual exploitation was rampant became central to the deep state's operations. These parties weren't just about hedonism. They were meticulously documented and weaponized to control the powerful.
When the Trump administration learned of this, they strategically flipped Diddy, forcing him to cooperate with intelligence officials. This wasn't just about taking down a celebrity. It was about uncovering a vast operation involving blackmail, tapes, and extortion methods used to keep America's elites under the thumb of the deep state. Excuse me.
The infighting within FBI, DHS, and DOJ. What's unfolding now is nothing short of a civil war inside America's most powerful agencies. The FBI is splintered, with white hats, patriots working to expose corruption, battling against black hats, deep state operatives determined to maintain control. This war isn't limited to the FBI. It stretches into the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Justice. All these agencies are battling over the fate of P. Diddy's case and the treasure trove of damaging information he holds.
This information goes far beyond typical celebrity scandal fodder. It implicates top government officials in sex scandals, blackmail, and secret CIA operations designed to control public figures. The very fabric of the deep state is starting to unravel, and they know it. The factions of the FBI and DHS are fighting tooth and nail, with white hats threatening to expose, just do it, decades of corruption within their own ranks. Now, isn't it funny how every movie that has problems with government, they're always CIA. Every one of them. Big surprise.
At the center of this storm are people like Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton, whose connections to P. Diddy's blackmail tapes are reportedly sending waves of panic through the deep state. The fear is palpable. Why? Because these tapes don't just implicate low-level celebrities. They reportedly feature top political figures engaged in acts that could ruin their careers and expose them as part of the deep state's corrupt web of control.
There you go. So, the name that's striking the most fear into the hearts of the deep state operatives is Kamala Harris. Rumors swirling around Washington suggest that she appears in several of the tapes of P. Diddy's infamous sex parties. Yes, she does. He does. These aren't just any parties. They're secretive gatherings where underage victims were allegedly trafficked and powerful elites engaged in unspeakable acts, as you learned from Katie Groves. These tapes are the very ammunition that the deep state has used for years to blackmail and control individuals, and now they could be exposed.
Hillary Clinton, during her time as a top CIA operative in the early 2000s, is believed to have played a key role in luring Kamala Harris into these compromising situations. Clinton's manipulation of Harris, pushing her into attending these parties, some say unknowingly, set the stage for Harris to become ensnared in the deep state's web of blackmail. She has to do what they
These tapes
say.
are what the deep state fears the most. Yes, sure. The names of the Hollywood stars like Kris Jenner and Chris Tucker being implicated are bad, but nothing compares to the fallout if Kamala Harris's involvement becomes public. The tapes allegedly show Harris in compromising situations that would not only end her political career, but also expose her as a puppet controlled by the globalist deep state agenda.
The Department of Homeland Security steps in. The Department of Homeland Security's recent decision to take over the P. Diddy investigation is not just coincidental. They are doing this on direct orders from the highest levels of the U.S. government, namely Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. DHS stepping in was a calculated move to protect key figures within the deep state, ensuring that these tapes and the damning information they contained never see the light of day.
But the white hats within the FBI and DHS, Department of Homeland Security, are working tirelessly to bring this information to the public. Obviously, no, they're not. The deep state may be pulling the strings in an attempt to keep these secrets buried, but the patriots inside these agencies are threatening to expose everything. The internal power struggle is real, and the stakes couldn't be higher. See, they say they're working tirelessly, but of all the shit that I've already tried to put out there, 47 accounts later, why is that not in the fucking news? Do it, Trump. Get it out there. Wake those people.
This is no ordinary cover-up. The fight over P. Diddy's tapes could blow the lid off the CIA's long-standing blackmail operations that have controlled some of the most powerful people in the world. And it could lead to the downfall of Kamala Harris, shake Hollywood to its core, and reveal the truth about the deep state's grip on American politics.
Hollywood is a state of absolute panic. The names implicated in these tapes are not just your average tabloid targets. These are the top A-list celebrities, producers, and executives who have participated in some of the most scandalous and disturbing activities imaginable. The Kardashians, including Kris Jenner, are reportedly among those featured in the tapes, as well as prominent figures from the entertainment and political world.
But these Hollywood names, while explosive, aren't the real focus of the deep state's panic. The CIA, DHS, and Clinton-Obama regime are far more concerned about the political figures that could be exposed. Names like Kamala Harris and Bill Clinton, who allegedly participated in Jeffrey Epstein's infamous sex freak offs. The fallout from these revelations would be catastrophic, not just for the individuals involved, but for the entire globalist network that has been using these tapes as a tool for blackmail and control. What a trip.
Yeah. So, the deep state is bracing for the 2024 election, knowing full well that these tapes could surface at any moment, causing chaos in them. So, next month is going to be pretty much it. October's it. A hunt for Red October. This is fucked. Because November is right there, so this is the last month, people. You better start paying attention. Right? Their strategy is to dismantle P. Diddy's credibility before the tapes can be used against them. Too late. They are trying to paint him as an unreliable witness, hoping to deflect, like TikTok does, the potential damage these tapes could cause.
But the patriots inside Trump's military intelligence network already know the playbook. The deep state may think that they can contain this scandal, but the truth is going to come out. The 2024 election will be the battleground where the deep state's last-ditch efforts to maintain control will collide with Trump's white hat operatives who are working to expose the cabal for what it truly is.
That's right. What's next? Trump's military and 2025 indictments. So looking forward, the future holds even more revelations by 25. After Trump's likely restoration of order and a second wave of indictments, the full extent of the P. Diddy saga will come to light. These investigations will connect the dots between Epstein, Hollywood, and the globalist elites, and the deep state's manipulation of the American political system.
The military under Trump's command has been preparing for this moment for years. The military intelligence community, along with the White Hats and the FBI and the DOJ, is setting the stage for the final takedown of the deep state. The restructuring of the U.S. government, along with the exposure of the globalist agenda, is coming.
This is not just about America. What happens here will reverberate across the globe. The Great Awakening is upon us, and the pain and justice that will follow will be felt far beyond U.S. borders.
It's the final countdown.
4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys can read this. We don't need to read this. This is the very end of the article. Thank you guys for listening and reading along with us. Again, we wouldn't put these out there if we hadn't already done the research ourselves of finding out how accurate this is. I wouldn't have done it. And I bring her along with me, so I don't like reading everything by myself. You know me. Just a big anyway, have a great night, folks.